Yo, what is up? Welcome back to the podcast. I appreciate everyone who tuned in on the last episode of the pros and cons of a 9-to-5 and the pros and cons of entrepreneurship. Really appreciate that feedback. Today, we're going to be talking about, has social media ruined society? Ask yourself that question, because my answer is yes and no. And I'm going to dive into why I think that. And we're going to start off by just figuring out where social media started and where it's taken off to. Let's start off with MySpace. MySpace was the first social media, in my opinion, that everybody was on. I believe in 2008 is when MySpace came around. It first arrived. It was something fresh. It was something new. It was something where we as creatives could go on there, create our own profiles, have our own music, have our own top friends, and just connect with others all over the world. And it was just like a new platform where everybody was just drawn to it. And I call MySpace the innocent stages of social media, because there was no expectations. You could post a picture of a hot dog. You could post a picture of your hand petting your dog. It didn't have to be any type of perfect image that we now have as a complete expectation of what social media should be. So MySpace was the free realm for us to just be creative and do our thing. And side note, the reason that millennials are good at social media and good at like advertising and stuff right now and coding is because MySpace taught us that growing up. So MySpace actually brought something to the table that actually added to our lives, and we were able to use those skills later in life. So shout out to Tom for making that platform, and we were never served a single ad on that platform. So it was one of the greatest times and the innocent stages of social media. And we're going to dive into social media is a lot different now. It's completely different. There's a certain standard that people expect on social media. You can no longer just take a random pixelated photo and it's just something that everybody's going to engage with. It has to be a crisp, clean photo. Aesthetically, everything's got to look nice. Back in the day, nobody asked, hey, how many followers do you have on MySpace? That was a rare question. It was more of a question of like, hey, bro, can I be in your top 5 or your top 10? Little friend section and stuff that they had. Gen X, if you guys are listening to this, or whatever the generation is that's super young, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. So just go research what Top Friends was, because it was a whole thing back in the day when MySpace first started. But now there's pressure on social media. There's expectations of what should be on there. People expect huge followings. People will treat people completely different based on their social media and how many followers that they have. And correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of the times now, the first thing is, hey, what's your Instagram? They go check it out. Let's say if you got 100K like myself, they're already drawn to you just off the bat. It doesn't matter if you're a piece of shit, whatever it is. They're drawn to you because they see you as some type of success symbol. And that's the crazy part about social media, is now you're just drawn to someone based on what they're actually presenting to you rather than actually being a good person. The images and stuff that people have to uphold on these apps now, you might think that social media has ruined society because everyone wants to be perfect. There's no such thing as being perfect. We're imperfect humans. I have scars on my face. I have wrinkly fingers. I have textures to my skin. You got all these editing apps, and you got people like the Kardashians. Sorry to call them out. Great business people, but at the same time, they've affected a whole generation of young girls that want that perfect body that they paid for. They paid for. So people are taking that route of going to get surgeries and stuff done, risking their lives instead of just going to a gym. Going to a gym. The Kardashians have created an expectation online for what beauty is. Correct me if I'm wrong. An expectation for what beauty is. And a lot of people are suffering from that. People are suffering because they see people online 24/7 presenting this perfect life. No one has a perfect life. I'm in the field of, influencers and stuff like that. But you have to understand that everybody deals with different things in life. We're human beings. But this perfect image that social media now has, and this standard, one would say social media has ruined society. But has it? Has it? We're going to roll into a couple of other things, but the Kardashians is a prime example of social media kind of ruining society. And that expectations that people have has led to over 70,000 young adults that deal with mental health issues. And I see that number is going to continue to rise if we continue to go down the path of what is expected on social media to be cool. You know, being cool in high school and stuff wasn't about like, oh yeah, you got the coolest images and stuff like that. It was who you are as a person. If you could connect with others, I could connect with some gothic kids and be cool with everybody at school. Now it's just like, oh, you got 100K on Instagram? Oh yeah, we could be cool. Everyone's clout chasing. And that's creating mental health issues for these kids that can't keep up with this perfect lifestyle that everyone's trying to put out online, when at the end of the day, we're all human. Again, to take it back, we're all human. We deal with depression. We deal with anxiety. We deal with ups and downs in life. We deal with deaths. We deal with so many different things as humans. There's no way to be perfect. It doesn't even matter if the image is perfect. That person may be going through something completely left of what you see on that photo. So social media really creates a lot of mental health issues for people that are of a younger age who can't decipher what is fake and what is real. But that also leads me into, what do you consume? What do you consume? Because no one has ever forced a person to sign up for social media. That is 100% a choice. You got online, you created a username, you created a password, and you created a profile. And you chose to follow who you follow. So at the end of the day, you are what you consume. Take it back to when you're a kid and your parents tell you, hey, you are the company that you keep. If you surround yourselves around idiots, you're going to be an idiot. If you surround yourself around positive people that are impacting your life to become a better human, you're going to become a better human. You are a reflection of who you hang around. And you are a reflection, or your mindset about social media is a reflection of what you consume. So if you choose to follow people that make you feel less than, that's on you. So you might be leaning towards saying that social media has ruined society based on stuff that you're consuming. Have you chose to unfollow those people? Have you chose to go make a conscious decision to go follow people that are positively pushing you in the right direction and impacting your life to make change? Have you made those choices? Ask yourself that question, because a lot of people will say social media ruins society, but at the end of the day, you signed up and you consume what you want to consume. So it's a choice. Yes, there are some negative side effects of social media, but at the end of the day, it's your choice. Most people probably weren't even thinking that that was going to be a thing, but what you consume is going to become your reality. The great thing about social media is now we get news in real time, but there's always a bad side to that, because you got fake news. A prime example of fake news being put out there, or fake propaganda, when Trump was getting elected, the agency, because it's on that little Netflix series, I forgot what it's called, literally talked about how they pushed certain ads to certain people to shift their mindset and how they viewed Trump as a person or the other candidate. They preyed on people's fears. So fake news floats around 24/7 on the internet and drastically affects, again, humans' mindsets, the way that they think, and stuff like that. So fake news is something that's pushed out constantly over and over and over. And who's to say that you can actually find a news source that doesn't lie? Unless you're getting it directly from the person, who knows? Because again, we're on the fucking internet. The internet is an open place where people can do whatever the hell they want and just say whatever they want. People literally attack other people online 24/7. They do it all the time. It's because, one, social media creates a mask. You're able to mask yourself behind a username, behind a profile. And I honestly think that that's bullshit. Most people would never go in comments, or most people would never say in person, hey, go kill yourself. That shit is said on social media more times than none under public figures thing, whoever it is, and this cancel culture and stuff that goes on, these people come out in the masses and attack people. So that could lead one to say, hey, social media has ruined society because it gives people this platform where they can hide behind the computer and say whatever the fuck they want. It's true. That is the downside of social media. Another downside, social skills. Social skills are out of the fucking window now. Out of the window. A lot of these kids that are growing up in the generation, I guess it's Gen X, if I'm wrong, whatever, correct me in the comments. These kids have no social skills. They were brought up literally getting on apps. They never ran to their friend's house, knocked on the door, and asked if Justin was home to play basketball. We did that as kids. These kids don't even have childhoods anymore because they literally just grow up, jump right on social media, and have no social skills. When is the last time that you have organically went out and made a friend in person? Because now the route that we take is either we're connecting with that person and DMing them, meeting up in the city if you're in the same city, and you're able to connect with the person. That's not to say that that doesn't lead to great things, because I've had lifelong friendships that I now have just because of social media. But nowadays, all we do is sit on our phones. At the dinner table, everyone's on their phone. Everyone's on their phone. I try my best to just put my phone down, turn it over, and actually interact with my friends because I find myself scrolling through social media. I am a victim of the addiction that comes with it. We are addicted to our phones, which has ultimately led to social anxiety sometimes because we feel like we're in a setting like an elevator and there's a person in there or persons. Why not just say hello? Hey, how's it going? How's your day going? Instead of just, boom, I'm getting my phone, scroll real quick. Knowing damn well we don't have any signal inside of that elevator and just scrolling just because we just feel socially weird if we're in a setting where it's like it's people. But the thing is about the world is we're supposed to be social. We're social beings. But that leads us to social media. You're able to connect with others. You're able to build those long-lasting friendships. But the average person is on their phone 2 hours and 25 minutes a day on social media, whether it be between TikTok and Instagram and whatever else you consume on YouTube, like this video. 2 hours and 25 minutes. That's 14 hours a week. 14 hours a week. That is a whole work shift plus some overtime that you spend on your phone. So would you say social media has ruined society? If you bring up these facts, you would say yes. Of course it's ruined society. People want to claim that they want positive, lives and just positive things that happen to them, but people consume content like Justin LeBoy all day. Not to say anything bad about Justin LeBoy, because congratulations on the platform that he's built for himself, but it's all toxic shit. It's all toxic. People love toxic things and they feed into it. You should just see the bombardingness that people do on the comments on just like simple things that are super toxic. But that just goes back to the things that you're consuming are going to become your reality. If you want to consume toxic shit all day, you're going to say that social media has ruined society. But again, it's been your choice. You're a part of society. You're choosing to do what you do. I want to lead into some positive things. Social media has impacted in a good part too, because you are able to connect. Some people have met the love of their lives online. Instagram is now basically a dating app. People connect on there instantly, just like it says, Instagram, and be able to connect and form real life connections. As I said earlier, I have friendships that have come from social media, but it all depends on how you're using social media. At the end of the day, we're all users. You know what a user is compared to? Is a drug addict. If I'm going to pump heroin or I'm going to pump coke into my system, whatever drug, my body is going to be directly affected by what I'm putting in it. If I decide to drink fruit, drink water, meditate, clean my space, make sure I'm good in a good headspace, my body is going to react a lot differently. That's a prime example, again, bringing it back to social media. What are you putting in your brain to make you think either or? Because there are pros and cons to social media, but it gives creatives a platform to make money and make a career. I made a whole career off of social media. A whole career. Starting off in blogging, I was able to build a marketing company. I was able to build a studio. And this is all from a social network. Social media gave me a platform to express my creativity, connect with brands, and get contacts that I most likely wouldn't have gotten had all these agencies or places of business been in another city that I had to travel to, try to knock on the door, get a meeting with the marketing department. Social media opened up the lanes for us to be able to DM people, connect with those brands, get paid by those brands, and make real life changes, generational changes. To be honest, some people have become millionaires off of social media. It's all about how you use the platform. Businesses thrive. Small businesses have turned into large businesses simply because of social media exposure. So there's pros and cons to both sides of social media, but at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, what are you consuming? What are you consuming? Is it impacting your life or is it detrimental to your life? Because social media is now an advertising platform. It preys on people's insecurities. This is the con of it. We serve up ads 24/7 because you need those new Fashion Nova pants. You need those new sneakers. You need this. You need that. I work in advertising. I know the goods and bad sides of it. And social media now is a platform where they're pushing ads. I wish we could take it back to the MySpace days where it wasn't a single ad that was placed on you. If you came across something that you liked on someone's page, maybe you go check it out. But nowadays, social media literally just serves up on people's insecurities. You're able to retarget them 2 to 3 times. Most people be like, oh yeah, I hate that product. But if you see it 2 to 3 times, oh, you're like, oh, okay, it's growing on me. Everyone has had that moment where you're like, oh yeah, I don't really like that. But if I serve you up an ad 2 to 3 times, it's gonna grow on you. It's gonna grow on you. You might check out the website, you might find something else that you like, or you might find that product that you were unsure about at the beginning stages. Would you say that social media has ruined society because of that? Maybe so. But at the end of the day, being a consumer is 100% up to you. So people got to take accountability for the things that we actually do as humans. Social media is only a small part of it. There's some stuff on there that obviously should be taken off, but at the same time, we're choosing to feed into it. There's a lot of people who don't even have a social media, and I guarantee you their lives are probably a lot better than ours. Their anxiety levels are probably a lot low, depression's probably a lot low, and just a lot of things in life are a lot better because they're not being bombarded with bullshit all day and this perfect image that has to be upheld on a social media platform. So at the end of the day, do I think social media has ruined society? Yes and no. It really depends on what you're consuming. Me personally, I don't consume too much because I understand what consuming leads to. So ask yourself, do I really want to consume this content? Do I want to get off and take breaks? Go be a human. Go be a human. Put your fucking phone down, ring at the table, and have a conversation with someone. Let's build some social skills. Let's get back to being actual humans, and let's use social media to our advantage. If you're a creator, go out and create. Create a career for yourself. If you want to get inspiration, create an inspiration board based off the people that you follow. Do not create a black hole for yourself because you want to compare yourself to the Kardashians. You want to consume Justin LeBoy all day. And you just want to consume toxic shit all day. So go back and ask yourself, has social media ruined society? Or did I ruin society myself by the things that I chose to consume on social media? That's basically all I have for this episode. I would love to hear you guys' feedback. I would love to hear if you guys have more things that you feel like social media has ruined or more things that you feel like it's contributed to the world and stuff like that. I'm always open. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram for entrepreneurship advice, fashion, and lifestyle in general. And I am excited to continue this journey on podcasting and just talking about topics that I'm really passionate about. We're going to have a group podcast coming up probably in the next week or so that you guys can tune into. We're going to talk about a bunch of different issues like men don't cry and stuff like that, like those stigmas that need to be taken down, and just continuously press forward on this platform, create content that I feel like is valuable to you guys, make a positive impact on you as far as social media. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys next time because I'll drop it every single Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 a.m. Central Time, and 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.